What's going on, No Carbs Nation? How we doing today? Hey, so today we're gonna switch gears a little bit because again, No Carbs Nation is about our overall health, right? Bettering ourselves, overall health. Well, a big thing that affects our overall health outside of diet, and exercise lifestyle is stress. So stress can be a killer, literally. Right? Stress can kill you. Stress can really mess with your body, your physical health, your mental health. Now, again, everybody needs stress, right? Stress is part of life, but when stress becomes overwhelming or we don't do a good job of managing that stress, that's when it starts having a negative effect on our health. So again, physically and mentally, and it's something that we don't talk about a lot, right? So I thought I'd make a little quick video just to discuss, some of the things that I do to help relieve my stress. And at the same time, I'd love to hear from you in the comments some things that you do to relieve your stress. So let's first talk about some stressors, right? So, you know, everyone's situation is different. People have stresses in their relationships, right? Their marriages, finances, definitely a big stressor, right? For most of us. Job. I myself have a very stressful job. I'm very thankful and fortunate for that job, but very stressful nonetheless. There's family stresses. There's kids, right? I have 4 wonderful, beautiful children that we've been blessed with, right? But the fact is, you still worry about them, and when they struggle, it hurts you as a parent. So there's those stresses, and there's right now, especially this time of this day and age, right? So turn on the news, there's stressors everywhere, right? People are at war, our economy's in the tank, inflation's up, all these things that can cause stressors, right? So it's just, and when you allow all those things to accumulate, right, and you don't properly relieve them, it starts wrecking you, right? Again, physically, mentally, emotionally, and just some of us who still work from home, that could be even worse, right? Because you have all these stressors, and then you're also confined to your home. You never leave, right? And that kind of isolation sets in, possibly. Not for me, but for some folks out there. So we have to manage those stresses, right? It's for our own health. So enough of that, right? We all understand stress. We all have different stresses in our life. So the top 3 things that I do to help manage my stress in no particular order. So number 1, working out, right? If you know me, you know I love to work out. I love to train. Am I the strongest person in the world? Absolutely not. Am I the best looking body in the world? Far from it. I am not a model. I'm not winning any competitions of any sort anytime soon, right? So when I work out, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's kind of like a therapy session, right? So whether I'm sad or angry, I always feel better after a workout. I always say I need the weights more than the weights need me, and that is 100% true. So I highly encourage, whether it's weightlifting, running, whatever your form of exercise is. To me, it's a huge stress reliever. Highly recommend it. So the number 2 thing that I do to help relieve stress, it's my faith. Again, if you know me, you know I'm a man of faith. You know I'm a man of God. And not everybody is. I'm not telling you what you need to do. I'm just telling you about me. Honestly, without my faith, I would be crushed. I wouldn't be able to take on and handle the stressors that life has been throwing at me lately. So, huge reliance on my faith. And lastly, this one not as much as the other 2, but sometimes I like to get in my truck, crank the tunes, and just drive. preferably in the country because less traffic. But sometimes you just need that alone time out in the wind, windows down, wind blowing, singing your songs, wherever it may be. So again, that's just me. So to recap, we all have a lot of stressors, some more than others. Um, I know I have been extremely stressed lately. It's been a struggle, be quite frank. And the top three things that I do to help deal with that stress: workout, my faith, prayer, and then driving with some music. So that's it. Is it always perfect? No. Does it always relieve it? No. Does it help? Yes. And that's it. I want to hear from you. Please leave something in the comments. How do you handle and deal with your stress? What are some of your tips? And would love to hear it. So one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to eat your stress, right? You don't want to go in the kitchen and ruin everything you've worked so hard for because you are stressed. And that is very common. So hey, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notify bell. Let's continue to spread the word of better health. And that's it. As always, thanks for watching. Stay strong. I love you, No Carbs Nation. We'll talk to you next time. Go get it. Thanks again.